¿Aló? A ver, espérenme tantito. A ver, mejorito, a mi micrófono, porque lo escuché muy fuerte. Nada, no le voy a bajar nada. Olvídenlo. Hola, amigos. Ay, muchachos, estoy muy feliz, estoy emocionada. De verdad, aguanté muchísimo las ganas. No revisar nada de Sumeru, nada. O sea, no fui a spoilearme, nada. No me metí a los grupos de Henshin. ¿Qué hay de cronograma hoy? En el cronograma hay Henshin de 6 a 8 con un intervalo de 15 minutos para tener un almuerzo. Tenemos 5 minutos para esperar a que llegue gente y 5 minutos de salida. De ahí en fuera, ahí ustedes pues ya nos podemos acomodar sobre las tareas que tenemos. No me preguntes eso, algo, es que soy pedagoga, claro que se me sale. Hace mucho que no hago un cronograma, una planeación y a veces me dan ganitas. ¿Para qué? Pues para nada, pero pues a veces me dan ganas. Dejen, le voy a ir a subir el volumen al juego. Así es, se lo bajo porque este juego sí se escucha aunque no lo tenga abierto, entonces ya mejor lo silencio y ya pueden hacer la iniciación sin que se escuche ahí. Le quedan 20 segundos a la canción. Nadie que escuchar los últimos 20 segundos de la canción. Ahí está. ¿Estamos listos, muchachos? Yo no. Porque, pues miren, tengo noticias. El sintetizador, el nuevo sintetizador, Dios mío. Es God. Miren nada más cómo dejaron al Diluc. Miren nada más. ¿Siente que algo cambió por ahí? No recuerdo que tuviera tanta probabilidad. ¿Tienes tus artefactos bien? Pues según esto sí. Así que... Bueno, es que yo quemé... ¿Cuánto quemé? Quemé como 1000 artefactos. O sea, yo sí quemé 1000 artefactos para sacar esto. Y... pues fue muy decente, muy decente. Espero que en un futuro a ti, Argos... Ah, por cierto, también dejé esto aquí hecho para que... Bueno, ahorita les explico, miren. Espero, Argos, que en un futuro tu Diluc pueda mejorar gracias a artefactos. Ah, caray. Pues miren, hoy decidí dedicarme full a Sumeru. Full. Entonces, yo ya dejé hecha mi resina. De hecho, por ahí tengo 59, esa no es tanta. Ya dejé hecho, pues, lo de estos encargos. Ya hice incluso el abismo. Ya hice mis diarias. Todo para qué? Para dedicarme full a esto. Entonces, pues nada. Pues vamos. ¿A dónde voy, pues? Ah, mira, nos pusieron un nuevo de este. A ver, vamos. Un nuevo de este. El de este para las estas. A ver. Pongo yo que tengo que subir para acá. No, ¿cómo que hay uno abajo? ¿Y dónde está? No lo miro. Ah, debe estar aquí. Ok. Ok, el camino es por el TP nuevo. Gracias por el aviso. De todas formas ya iba porque no pude soportar la idea de que ese TP estuviera ahí y todo esto ya lo había dejado al 100%. De hecho, eso ya debió cambiar un poco el porcentaje, ¿no? Ah, no, no, excelente. O sea, easy. Vamos por el camino. Pues, creí que era un cofre. Yo luego lo sé. ¡Ah, un cofre! Pero no. Anda con hartas expectativas porque en verdad no me spoileé nada. La agüita, qué bonita. Pues vamos. ¡Ah! ¡Miren! ¡Un Silly! Me gustan los Sillies. Me encanta miren ya lo verde que se ve. ¿Ven eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué hijos de la nano es eso? Hola, ¿qué eres? ¿Eres un champicerdo? ¡Eres un champicerdo! Pues que de transformación sigue entonces al bosque. Uy, a ver. Me voy a silenciar si sale cinemática. Ok. En Sumeru a veces se pueden encontrar estos símbolos que son como florecitas parecidos a una flor de 4 pétalos. Cuando alguien que controla los elementos va en dirección hacia ellos, podrá aprovechar su poder para viajar a gran velocidad. En ocasiones se puede encontrar unos pistillos foliáceos que esparcen símbolos de 4 pétalos. Aprovecha su propiedad para hacer más fáciles tus aventuras. ¡Ole va! Pues eres una América. Así que esto se siente llegar a América. Cinemática, ¿verdad?
To Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be the same deity who abducted your sister. But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, maybe she can give us some useful information. But, Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Maybe we can climb up to that spot with the statue of the Seven on it. Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able to check for some smaller settlements nearby.
¡Vale, va! Miren, un pato.
Wait a second. Look! There's someone up ahead.
Ay.
Perfect timing. Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander. Hey there.
Tengo esa extraña sensación de que estos colores no son de este mundo.
We'd like to ask, did they not hear Paimon? Hey.
No me gusta cuando la persona que le hablamos no responde. Sí, no me gusta.
What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait.
Sí, tranqui.
Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could find other. When we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for direction.
Vale, va. Pero ya yo puedo tomar mi cofre.
Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us.
Pero yo quería probar la otra cosa. Yo no sé dónde. ¡Oh! Flota libremente por el bosque. Ahí ya está. Ok. Ah, ya sé qué tengo que hacer, pero tengo una misión aquí. En un segundo. Basta traerse porros.
She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished.
No me sorprendería. Si yo también viviera en la ciudad dentro, seguro lo haría.
But, it looks like that's not the case. Look, she's sitting over there. Wait, she couldn't possibly be living here, could she?
No sé, yo no juzgo la vida de los sumerianos.
What should we do now? Do we try asking her?
Vamos a intentarlo.
It's not like we have anyone else we can ask. Even if she...
Dale, va.
It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home,
Pues
but
miren,
at least it's not
eso
nice.
no parece una cazuela de sopa. Pero sí he visto varias cosas con esa figura que echan humito y te dan un viajezote. Yo nunca lo he hecho, pero pues sí, es un viaje.
Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick? Strange.
De hecho,
Carmen doesn't feel anything.
es muy curioso. Yo como una persona que no tiene sentido del olfato, uy, cinemática. Espere.
What's happening? Traveler? This is no time for a nap. Oh, come on.
Ah, no, pues estoy drogadísimo entonces. ¿Saben quién se droga? El Tignari. El Tignari se droga de lo lindo. Su cinemática va de eso, de que se echa un viajezote por unos hongos. Por el bien de la ciencia. Chale, vengo con el tabibito geo. ¿Puedo subir por acá? No, tengo que seguir un camino y ya está. Así como personas sin sentido del olfato, es muy extraño cuando hay algún olor. Hola Meli, y este árbol dice cosas. ¿Qué? ¿Que libere sus almas? ¿Con fuego? Bueno, como una persona sin sentido del olfato, es muy extraño cuando hay algún olor que me hace daño, pero no lo puedo identificar. Como el gas, ¿saben? Cuando huele mucho a gas, pues obviamente te ahogas, te intoxicas y te llegas a morir, ¿no? Pero, por ejemplo, cuando dicen, es que huele a gas, yo no lo huelo. Y eso es peligroso, porque no puedo identificar cuando hay peligro. ¿Fue un método Sumeru? ¿Estás seguro? Pero, ¿podré soportarlo? Tal vez soy el viajero elegido. ¿Este no es el árbol que supuestamente estaban quemando? Este árbol sabe cosas.
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable.
¿Coley?
If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's
Coley.
absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Simón.
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... good question. Where are we? Hyman was in such a panic
Paimon
when you
siempre
passed
tan
out
segura.
that she even forgot to ask what place this is. This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest ranger. My name is Kale. I'm
Este sí no lo
a
voy
trainee
a
forest ranger.
esquipear.
My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here.
Ok.
Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything really. By the way, how are you feeling now?
Se nota
Any
muchísimo la
discomfort?
influencia de Amber sobre ti.
Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you
De
some when you
hecho,
were unconscious.
si un día te desmayas, huele un poquito de alcohol. Bueno, dale a oler a alguien un poquito de alcohol o sal.
Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake
¿Sí
up.
era sal? Creo que sí. Ahora, ¿eso funcionará en una persona como yo? ¿Que no tiene sentido del olfato?
Whoops!
¡Ay, no! Ahí está, Meli, otra cosa que compartimos. ¿Quién necesita sentido del olfato? Miren sus
Colin, what's
orejitas.
the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be
La
careful
cara de
with
la señora
these.
tiene una cara de
All
drogadísima.
right. I'll get it for you once I'm finished here.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidya Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board.
Como
But
que se me
if
está
Farbode
cortando aquí
forgets
el
which
texto.
mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll have no choice but to leave the guide somewhere a little more visible. Like right smack on his forehead so others can remind him to be careful.
Right? This
Vale,
is the
vale.
second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Yes,
Regañina.
please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he requires any of our medicine, be sure to
yo tengo
charge
que
him
tener
accordingly.
un olor muy fuerte para identificarlo. O el olor me dura un segundo, o sea, no me dura más allá. Y, pues obviamente, pues, rara vez identifico los olores. Es extraño porque me gustan mucho los perfumes. A tope los hongos alucinógenos de aquí.
So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Sí, me encuentro mejor.
Oh,
Señor
this is
perro.
my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's chief officer
Bueno,
over
no es
all
como
the
un perro,
rangers
eres
here in
como un
Gandharville.
zorrito. Bueno, no sé. ¿Qué eres? Tienes las orejas muy largas y la cola muy corta.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now that you're awake, let me explain it for you as well. It is common practice for
blah,
Sumeru
blah,
scholars
blah,
of
blah.
certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training and meditation in isolated
Texto,
areas,
texto, texto.
particularly the nearby forests.
Pero no lo puedo esquipear.
While
porque es
meditating,
importante.
they use a certain incense known as spirit in
Pero
hopes
puedo
of asking directions. You two follow
pasar
a scholar
un poco
named
más
Hypatia
rápido.
into her cave. The
Cuando yo
incense
termine
you
de
smelled
leer
inside was the
con la
spirit.
mente,
That
le voy a
incense
dar
typically
skip.
has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound effects.
O sea que
Very
me di un
good.
viajezote.
Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences? Or did you see anything while
¿Alguna
unconscious?
experiencia extracorporal?
Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Hasta que no moleste.
Huh? Why?
Porque sí.
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room and I'll bunk with Amir. Now get a move on and be sure to do as I've said.
Uy, me gusta el liderazgo del Tignari.
Yes, Master Tainari.
No es de... Por favor, ve. No es... No te vuelvo a repetir la orden. Simplemente te explico por qué estoy haciendo las cosas. Pero este vato es de... Te explico y te lo vuelvo a repetir. Ve a hacer esto. En Sumeru hay hongos. Excelente.
Wait, hold on a second. Can you tell him?
Sure, let me fill you in.
Mame.
I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay a while longer in Gandharville for
¿Por?
further observation while you recuperate.
Porque siempre tengo que estar aquí en medio de todo.
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll understand the gravity of the situation once I explain everything to you.
Órale, va.
Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination, which suggests
que-
your mental
o sea
state is
que-
not in the best of shape.
Me acordé, hay un doblaje de
If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
de Digimon muy viejito, ya saben, esos doblajes de los 90s. Hay uno, no me acuerdo cómo se llamaba este Digimon, es como un tigresote león. Y agarra y dice, no fumen de esos hongos, pueden quedar todos chachalacos.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you?
Ay, sí, quedamos todos chachalacos.
So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, the rainforest is home to many fierce
¿Sí?
animals and
Sí,
hazardous
se ve que el
areas.
Tignari es
If
de esos,
something
a
were
mí
to
me
happen to
vale,
you
así
again,
se hacen las
I'm
cosas.
afraid you might not be so
Ojito
lucky.
ahí, puede ser un buen juzgando para mí.
For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At
Órale, va.
least until you stop having adverse reactions to this kind of
No
smell,
me gusta tu
okay?
peinado, pero bueno.
Good. Now continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Va.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru and we're already having problems left and right.
Yo también me tardo muchísimo en descubrir que escribió algo mal.
Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord
O hablarlo.
Kusanagi as soon as possible, but you really don't look too good. Hey, are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here worrying about you, you know.
Chachalaco City. Hay algo raro.
What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now?
No, fueron alucinaciones.
The vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations,
Un recuerdo.
what could they be?
A ver, voy a tener que leer esto porque esto soy yo. Cuando tuve esa visión, sentí como si estuviera con las profundidades de la tierra, pero el cielo rojo habría sido caerá, jaja.
Well,
Bueno,
considering
teniendo en
how
cuenta
you
bla bla
think
bla
you
bla
are,
bla.
Paimon trusts your judgment here. If you misjudge your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right?
No creo que se equivoque.
Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations?
Es por eso que tenemos que llegar al fondo del asunto.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. That explains why you were so... Well, that settles it then. We'll stay
De
here
por sí
to
no es como
rest
que el
up
viajero
and
hable
figure
mucho.
out what's going on with your hallucinations. But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should do?
Hablamos con Coley.
Good idea. Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the Dendro Archon and customs in Sumeru.
Va. Todo ese tipo de palabras como descanso,
Rise and shine!
tengo
Come on, it's time to
tengo
go
la
back
sensación de que se
home.
escriben con Z y no con S, no sé por qué. ¿Me puedo sentar aquí? Oh, me puedo sentar aquí. Mira qué bonitas las sillitas. Mira eso, ¿qué es eso? Yo quiero esta cosa en mi tetera. Es como una pecera. Todo está bien bonito aquí. Qué bonitos cofres, qué bonitas cosas. Oh, tengo la necesidad de... Ya. Que no, pues eso va a ser un problema para mí. ¡Eh! Rosa de Sumeru. ¿Tú qué eres? ¡Eh! ¡Esta es la cocina! Así sin más. ¡Qué bonita! 5.
All right, next let's see. Right hand. Yes, but please remember that you still need to be careful. Understand?
Yes, I will. By the way, Master,
Ruta de
I still
patrulla.
haven't received the patrol route for today.
La mecánica del gancho, lo de...
Look,
lo que
Kale.
estoy haciendo ahorita.
Today's patrol will
Bueno,
be a
no
long
ahorita, lo que
one,
hice hace ratito.
so you won't be coming along this time. Besides, there's a
But I have a vision too!
Am I useless to everyone now?
Don't talk like that,
Porque
Kale.
eres chiquita.
This is not something you need to be worrying about right now.
Y porque tienes ahí un extraño experimento en tu cuerpo que te hace mala.
Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Sí. ¿Podemos ayudar en algo?
Since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might.
Sí.
Seems you're not the type to
Obvio
sit
no.
back and take it easy for a while, huh? In that case,
Ya
perhaps
libérenme.
Kale could take you two for a patrol south of And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the Statue of the Seven.
¡Ah!
Tenari, we're ready to head out.
Que siempre me mandan a limpiar estatuas.
Roger, I'll be right there. All right, we'll be heading into the forest now. I'll leave any further details to Kale.
Yes, you can count on me. So, Kale,
Patrullar.
Tanari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, that doesn't
Pues es un
really sound like
guardabosques,
the job
claro
of
que
a
tiene que
ranger.
tener cuidado con su bosque.
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty diverse. We handle a variety of tasks, like checking the
A mí no
condition
me
of
gusta
outlying
el
roads,
diseño de Tignari.
maintaining forest facilities,
No,
ensuring
más que nada,
fire
no me gusta su
prevention standards are
peinado.
met, and providing assistance to travelers and locals.
¿Qué? Anti-incendio. Ah, ok. Vale,
As
va.
for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous air. Today we can
Como
perform
drogats.
routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the Statue of the Seven.
Lámparas en el camino. Va.
Paimon, traveler, this way.
¿Para dónde, pues?
You
Ah,
can leave
allá.
the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
¡Ay, un perrito! ¿Qué haces aquí? Un pellillo. Hace rato no estabas aquí, pellillo. ¿Peidado? ¿Escribiste más peinado? ¿O así hay una palabra que significa algo así? Philby. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Puedo cargar esto antes? Vale, va.
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones.
¿Cuáles lámparas? ¿Estas lámparas? ¿Esto es una lámpara? Ah, ya. No sé qué es esto, pero ocupo una cosa de estas en mi vida. Ah, sí, esas son lámparas, ok.
Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it.
Miren. Un Geoculus. Como el hombre araña. Tenemos nuestro primer Anemoculus.
No problems with this lamp. Good.
Tengo unas imperiosas necesidades de dejar el camino y buscar el Anemoculus. ¿Estará abajo? No sé. Ah, sí, son Dendroculus. Esta cosa es un Dendroculus. Ay, no me quiero pelear con esa cosa ahorita. Si no está arriba, está abajo. Definitivamente. Y yo no pienso ir para allá. Ay, no puedo pasar para allá. ¿Verdad? No puedo. Definitivamente no puedo. Tendrá que dar la vuelta en un futuro. ¿Qué es esto? Esto es una torretita de esas elementales. No exijo que escribas bien, exijo que me expliques qué escribiste. O imagínate yo con dislexia, tú con dislexia no nos entendemos nada. Permíteme, voy a agarrar esto. parece importante. ¡No!
The statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you came down this road before.
Ok.
It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master
Soy un
wouldn't
escudo trepador.
I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much footing once you reach...
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard-to-reach areas.
Ahora va.
By the way, Kale, do you know anything about the Dendro Archon? You know,
that depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukudavata?
La
or
reina
Lesser Lord
mayor
Kusanagi?
Ruka o la reina menor Kusanagi. La menor.
huh? Greater Lord Rukudavata?
Rukatibata.
Oh, is that the name of the former Dendro Archon?
Uh-huh. Greater Lord Rukudavata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the
Samir?
Walasamiel around the desert. Her works provided a means of peaceful living for everyone. To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred a few hundred years ago.
Pues todas estas cosas que acabas de mencionar, Tabibito, son lo mismo.
According to what Masters told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru.
Oh.
To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali and let her reside in the sanctuary of Sirastana.
Uh-huh. Then what happened?
Well, and then...
Básicamente no está haciendo
I'm
nada.
not too sure what happened.
Huh? You're not too sure? But
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Nada más nos anda vigilando ahí.
maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers.
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Así es.
Wait, Amber? You mean...
Pues ambas están bien, así que yo la voy a reconocer por su trabajo.
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time.
El cómic es
You
importante
could even
para
say
este
that
punto.
She helped me become a new person. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action at any moment.
Alto,
She's
alto,
also very
velocista.
understanding of others. If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled by her charm and enthusiasm.
Sí, basta.
Causing... sorry.
No te voy a decir nada.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just described, but...
Pues es que básicamente sí la salvó.
You...
Sorry. I was
¿Cómo olvidar que en el
rambling on
cómic,
just now. It must have
la
sounded
Amber
kind
tiene
of
un
weird.
escudo, Piro.
It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber somehow makes... So, how do you know that we've met Amber?
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch by
Ah,
writing
les
each
cuento
other
de
letters.
nosotros. Uy, no, tú... Meli, vas a esperarte 4 años en lo que sale Snezhnaya. Snezhnaya va a ser la última región.
In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious blonde traveler and their floating companion.
Pues yo creo que con el Piro. El Piro siempre pega. Es siempre agresivo.
I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But,
Porque hasta el
considering
momento han
everything
sido
you've been through that
elementos...
day, I thought it'd be inappropriate to
Todos
bring it
estos han
up.
sido elementos, pues, de ayuda. Porque me un Geo, un Anemo, un Electro, ahorita un Dendro. Todos van a ser como soportes. Pero supongo yo que pues en el Piro, aunque lo pongan muy soporte, pues aún así el Piro pega.
Ah, so that's how you knew.
Yep, so please know that you two have my complete trust. Really. I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time.
Ah, está bien,
And
no
I
te
haven't
preocupes.
read any books. Sorry.
Pues aunque quieras o no, la Xinjiang sigue pegando. Es que nosotros tiramos mucha caca. Pero pues pega. O sea, hay gente que realmente sí la sabe usar y sí pega. Como una 4 estrellas, claramente. Pero
That's
pega.
alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rukudavata or the same...
Oh, I'm
Bla,
happy
bla,
that
bla,
was
bla.
helpful. There is one thing I want to ask, though.
Pues porque tengo que ir a hablar
Why
con
do you two
ella.
want to know about the Dendro
Porque
Archon?
es ir a buscar al arconte dentro. Es ir a buscar al arconte y salvar la ciudad. El juego.
So that's why you're here.
Todo el mundo conoce mi historia,
Thank
por
you for
favor.
telling me your story.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, we have a statue to clean.
You both have my thanks. While you two are up there cleaning, I'll go ahead and
Va, soy libre. ¿Te puedo volver a hablar?
I'm not a very good climber. I'll go check the facilities up ahead. By the way,
Órale, va. Ay, Dios. Uy. ¿Quién necesita escalar? Nadie.
The Dendro Archon statue of the Seven is up there. You should try touching it like the other ones we found on our journey.
Va.
Paimon bets you'll definitely get a response from the Dendro Archon.
Siempre hacemos esto, Paimon, y nunca nos responden. Tú tranquila. Es mi momento de tomar la consonancia dentro. Shangri no tiene dinero.
Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda
Es chiquita.
small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali?
A ver, déjenme verla. Es Kusanali.
The name does seem to fit the statue somehow. Well, anyway, we'll have to figure that out later. For now, let's focus on our job and clean up this...
¿Qué es eso?
Huh? Wait a sec. Is it just Paimon? Or was there
¿Un
something...
repollo? ¿Un repollo volador?
Yeah, that's it. Small and round, like cabbage. But it really freaked Paimon out. Whatever it was, we should probably go and investigate. Actually, on second thought, maybe we should get to cleaning first. Paimon will...
Bueno.
Nice work. That's
No,
a
poder.
clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale.
Bueno, ya que me obligaron a tener la consonancia dentro. Ah, voy a sacar 20 logros aquí. Excelente. Libros, 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 libros. ¿Cuánto más la cumplí? Ah, aquí está. Estás chiquita, ni te... Estás bien chiquita.
Kale, we're back.
welcome back. You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break.
Me trepé nada. Parece que ustedes no saben usar su
By the way,
bosque.
Kale, have you ever seen any small creatures scurrying around the forest?
A creature that looks like a veggie?
Con forma de verdura.
Well, I guess Master would say something like, I'll play.
¿Las verduras también son plantas? Mmm.
Wow, fascinating! It almost sounds like an imaginary creature that you hear kids always talking about.
Uy,
I'll
parece
be
que
sure
sigue
to keep an eye out
drogadísimo.
for anything. Oh, I almost forgot. Are you?
Va.
Yay, food! What kind of goodies did you bring?
Ay, no.
Hey, don't be a party pooper. It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best way to compliment a chef is to
Bueno.
show passion.
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope. Whoops!
A este niño todo se le cae.
No, you dropped it on the ground.
La carita del tabito así de... Chale, ya se lo chupó el diablo.
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Está vivito. Ay, guacala.
Paimon nearly had a heart attack there. Those pitas are amazing! You're quite the cook, Kale. Thank goodness
Han
you
de ser
wrapped them
como
in
esos
paper.
panes con carne
Paimon
adentro,
wouldn't
¿no?
have been able
Son
to
como
sleep at
gorditas,
night
pero
knowing
así de
something
nata.
so tasty had been wasted.
You really know how to compliment the chef, Paimon. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime.
Bla, bla, bla.
Thanks, Kale. It's hard to believe
Nada de esto es
someone
importante.
as...
No.
Kale, don't you think that Tainari's a little too strict with you? He won't let you touch anything without his permission.
¿Mapaches? Ok.
Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but he's never said anything. Everyone has their clumsy moments.
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit
Yo
harsh at first,
lo vi
but sometimes
liderando y yo me
you'll see
enamoré
that
de
he's
él.
actually very kind-hearted. I've heard
No
the
seas
veteran
suave.
rangers say that Master is
Dime
from
qué
some
sé.
ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. Oh,
Ok.
by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called,
Yo decía yo, Meli.
Well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants, sages from the Academia have written him many times, inviting him. But
Bla, bla,
Master
bla.
declines their offers every time, saying Sumeru City is too noisy.
Bueno, de por sí como
It'd
que
be
la
bad for
academia
my
de Sumeru
ears.
llega a un punto en el que, ojito, y eso lo dice Lisa, que por eso se salió, ya no le gustó lo que vi en la academia.
Seems you already know him well. Anyway, Master could obviously have a bright future in the Academia.
Chisme,
But he
chisme,
insists on
chisme.
sticking to the path of a forest watcher. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita pockets.
Really? Paimon would have never... Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He
¡Ay!
even carried you all the way here.
A ver que se repita. Mi turno. Sí, así es. Yo le echo ganas a la vida por los píxeles.
Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire
¿Te has dado cuenta que mi cuenta está llena de juzbandos?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little, but it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, "Why, oh why, is he going to die?" It probably started to get
Quiero
under
proteger la
Master's skin
carita de
after a while.
Tabibita así. Quiero que siempre sonría.
Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned about you.
Bueno, al menos sirves de alarma.
Hey! Now even Kale started to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this. It's time for some...
Y en eso empieza el jefe final, ¿no? Con 3 barras de vida. Y un escudo.
No! Don't touch me!
Oh no, se la chupó el diablo. Ah, sí es cierto que ya no puede tocar a nadie. Ya me acordé.
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't mean to scare you.
No, I just...
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm... I'm fine. I'm sorry. I must have... Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back to Gundar.
Vamos pues. Me gusta tu capita.
Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a sudden?
Corriendo, iba caminando. Me voy a sentar. Ah, qué tranquilidad. ¿Tú quién eres? Iraj. El Iraj. Desaparece mágicamente. Lo fulmina con la mirada. ¡Ay, me pasé! ¿Ah, ese tiene una cara de drogada?
Traveler, you've returned.
Yep,
Sí,
we're back.
Oh,
véanla.
Holly? Yes. I saw her go into her room.
Oh, okay.
¿Soy libre? ¿Puedo ir a explorar? Jejeje. ¿Qué es eso? Me encantan los champicerdos. Los champicerdos son la cosa más bonita. Oh. Yo sí vi el tutorial.
We should make the most of these supplies.
Es que miren, no me gustan mucho ¿cómo se llaman? Los arqueros. Y aún puedo perder el 50-50 con Tignari. Seamos sinceros. Tignari se va a ir al permanente. Tignari en un futuro voy a decir, por favor, deja de salir. Pero... ay, como que se me traba a veces. Es que el Ciro, ¿Sino? ¿Cómo se pronuncia? Y me recuerda tanto a Razor. Ay, maté una de estas cosas, perdón. Es que ay, son tan bonitas. Estas cosas se golpean a sí mismas. Me da mucha cosa matarlos, pero pues, tal vez en un futuro me sirvan. Uy. Qué fácil es matarlos. Yo más bien soy como de combo, ¿saben? Porque... ¿No moriste? Ah, es que ese rato se ahogó. Ok. Porque miren, el cargado de Ito también tiene que ser un combo especial, por así decirlo. El de Ayata, pues tienes que hacer puro cargado. O sea, no me importa mucho el arma, pero me gusta que tengan como variedad de juego. O sea, no es como un Dilu que es que habilidad, espada, habilidad, ¿no? Y cuando tiene ulti, pues más, porque pues, su espada se vuelve de fuego y pues ahí está pegando. Pero pues el Sino se ve igual de combo. Y eso es lo que me llama la atención muchísimo. Y a decir verdad, me acuerda mucho a Razor. Y yo era main Razor. Entonces quiero ir a probarlo, quiero sacarlo. Sí. Bueno, ahorita mismo voy. ¿Quién es Angie? Verme el perfil. Ver detalles. Ay, tiene muchísima defensa. Mucha defensa. Hay que cambiar definitivamente. Oh, tienes una copa de maestría elemental. No sé qué tan bien le venga. O sea, está bien, supongo que está bien. Pero para tener copa de maestría elemental, siento que te falta maestría elemental ahora. Tienes básicamente maestría elemental. Y yo lo tengo con copa de daño a Nemo. O sea... Ah, bueno, es que también yo tengo el arma.
Let's light it up.
Esto también puede ser un cambio. ¡Ay! ¿Por qué me atoré con eso? Todos quemados. ¡Hola! ¿Qué es esto? No sé. ¿Cómo abro este cofre? ¿Casuja híbrido con maestría y defensa? Ah, ya, sí. Sí, eso tiene sentido, sí. Invocar el electrogramo dentro. ¿Tengo que hacer algo con esto? Dentograno. Es un dentograno, ok. ¿Y yo ahora qué hago con esto yo? Estas peculiaridades y muchos espíritus que aparecen en las ramas auspiosas son dendogranos y simbolizan la protección del elemento dentro, ok. Al golpear con ataque cargado. Ah, ok. Tengo que pegarle a esto. ¿No? No. Ajá. No sé qué estoy haciendo. Pues a leer otra vez. Ajá. En tus aventuras te encontrarás con algo que tendrás que revitalizar o destruir usando el poder de los dentogranos. No entiendo. Pues es que es esto, ¿no? Voy a tener que darle con... A ver, tú.
What are my orders?
Ok. Ay, no. Ahorita veo tu Jack. Acabo de descubrir cómo usar esto.
Just what will we come across?
¡Eh!
Is this an answer from this world?
Ustedes no pregunten por qué tengo esa espada. Es que... Lo tenía Geo porque tiene los artefactos de... Vean su defensa. Estos artefactos están dedicados para Albedo. Y pues es lo mejor que tengo para Albedo. Y pues, lo probé con su arma para ver cuánto subía y así. Y ya está. En fin. Revisaba la Jack. A ver. Meli. Ok, tienes 2 de gladiador y 2 de invierno. Cambiarlo definitivamente. Cambiarlo, si no hubiera, se te subió mucho la defensa. Si no tuviera defensa y tuviera probabilidad crítico, ufas. A esto le hace falta daño crítico en lugar de la defensa. A esto le falta probabilidad. Y creo que todo se te fue maestría y defensa. Y el ataque normal. Este está bien. Se te subió una defensilla, creo. Pero está bien. Pero este sí tienes que mejorar los subatributos, que son daño, probabilidad, recarga y ataque. Eso es siempre para los DPS. Y si la vas a llevar a derretidos, yo creo que sí tienes que meterle los 4 del nómada. Creo que ya son fáciles de sacar porque ya están en sintetizador, ¿no? Es que va derretido. Siento que debería tener mucho daño crío. A golpes de daño crío. Ay, yo tengo que ir a ver ahí arriba. Ay, no sé si cambiarme el tabibito. Porque seguramente me van a pedir muchas cosas dentro. Yo no tengo un dendro más que el tabibito. Miren, un dendroculus. Ok, casi llego. Entonces, ¿qué le puede servir con a derretidos? Es que yo los críos no les sé. ¡Uy! Mi primer cristalóptero verde. Aquí. ¿Este es un hongo? Este es un hongo, sin duda. Pero yo no voy a activar ahorita. ¿Es un pellillo? Ese es un... ¡Eh! Mira, un pellillo con uno de estos. ¡Ay! Bueno, ya descubrimos cómo hacer eso. Miren. Un tucanazo. Bailemos con el tuca, bailemos con el lazo, bailemos con el tuca, 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 tuca. ¿Eso es una morra bailando? ¡Ah! ¡Es un enemigo! ¿Qué se supone que haces? Está bien, voy para allá. Solo dame un segundo. ¡Ah! No sé qué eres, pero estás bonita.
I suppose this will do.
¿Quién sabe qué eres? Entonces a lo mejor la reminiscencia de retiros sí le sirva a Meli. Ahora tengo que ir allá. Pero no tengo curas. Bueno, sí tengo curas, pero es un benito. Pues... tienes que darle full farmeo. Yo aún sigo farmeando a Yote. Y no le he mejorado nada. Y aquí seguiré. ¡Hala!
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Well, let's go check on her.
¡Ay, me atoré! esto es importante, voy a farmear todo lo que vea.
I suppose this will do.
Tomo esa cosa y me regreso. Uy, mejora de talento. No manches que se me caigo aquí. ¿Y aquí no? ¿Aquí me sostengo como cabra? Ok. ¿Qué es esto? Eremita abrucionadora. Una guerrera que pertenece a los grupos dispersos de mercenarios del desierto. Al recibir cierta cantidad de daño, libera el espíritu maligno sellado de sus armas y entrará en un estado demoniado, durante el cual su capacidad de combate aumenta considerablemente. Cuando la duración de dicho estado termina, queda limitada por un tiempo. A la bestia. No, pues no la voy a... La voy a... ¡Ah! Se me cerró el juego. A ver, lo vuelvo a abrir. Vele, antes de jugar, sí. ¿Ya lo ven? Excelente. De hecho, o sea, te digo que me parece muy curioso que, por ejemplo, cuando pasan este tipo de situaciones, se me cierra el juego, pero la compu esté bien y todo. Pero precisamente ayer con el Bioshock, me estaba tira y tira la computadora, o sea, como era de, me voy a trabar y voy a volar todo. Si lo vamos a hacer en grande.
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale.
Yo solo quería subir aquí.
Can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
Pero déjame tomar esto y ya está. ¿Dónde está? Ahí está. Miren, niño saltando. Ahí está el otro.
Into the wind.
Lo siento. Tienes que farmear. De eso se trata Genshin. Farmear y farmear y farmear y farmear y farmear. Porque si la vas a llevar a derretidos, ahí sí tienes que hacerlo al dominio. ¿Para dónde tengo que ir? Ay, sí, muchas cosas, pero hoy te lo hago. ¿Quién me quita esta vivita? Porque como siempre, el Liluc muriéndose.
All is accounted for.
Mi Kokomi no cura nada. Ustedes no se fijen en eso. Esperen, que si no me voy a morir en pleno vuelo. Es que, a ver, tienen que decidirse. Cuando van a farmear para alguien, tienen que dedicarle mínimo un mes a ese farmeo. No, el farmeo no les va a quedar en un día. Ese es el programa de Genshin. No les va a quedar en un día. Tienen que hacerlo constante. sea, no pueden ser y un día y un día. A lo mejor sí pueden, pero
it's
tienen
you
que
two.
farmear,
I was just
farmear,
about to go look
farmear,
for you.
farmear, farmear.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply,
¿Ustedes qué creen?
she's
¿Que les va a
not well.
salir todo en sintetizador? ¿Como a mí? No. Así
You
es un
mean she's
experimento.
sick? How could she be? Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because
Sí,
of what
es tu culpa,
Paimon
Paimon.
did yesterday?
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time.
Me encanta la voz del Dignario.
Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered... I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a
Pobrecilla.
friend for some time now.
Mejor
Must have
en la
been refreshing
resina.
for her to have you two here.
Ay, el tema de la
So,
resina.
Tainari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Básicamente tiene un experimento de una diosa y todo mal hecho.
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep after taking her medicine.
Hola, Clay. Andas bien bonita.
Shh! Kale's asleep. Let's come.
Bueno. Solo tenía que sacar la animación y ya está. ¿Para abajo? Ok. Bueno, ya. Denme el chisme. Para los que no se sepan el chisme.
Alright, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now.
Claro,
I've
yo soy
also heard all
caballero en
about your
todos los
deeds in
lugares.
Niue and Inazuma. So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because Kale asked me to.
Ah, vale, va. Eso es chido. O sea, que me cuenten las cosas porque Coley realmente le dio permiso y no porque diga, ah, este vato se ve que sabe. No, o sea, tiene la aprobación.
And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you.
Por cuidarla.
But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now
Bueno.
she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
Así es.
So, Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called
Eleazar.
Elazar.
Elazar?
Antes me gustaba mucho ese nombre.
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigued and even experience
se le cae
peripheral
todo.
paresthesia. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body,
Miren.
and they effectively
Un
become
espíritu
completely
anemo está
immobile.
atrás.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be
Sí,
acting a little
todo lo
clumsy
tira por su
earlier,
manita.
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding.
No.
With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their
Triste.
members lied and said they had a cure.
what? The Fatui?
Sí.
Ah, it appears
Nos
you're
van a
already
resumir el
familiar
cómic.
with them. That'll save. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued
La
Kale
cara de
and brought her
enojado
to
de esta
me for
bebita.
care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this
Doctor.
doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now,
Ajá.
she can still
Mayens,
feel
hola.
deathly afraid.
Oh, Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday.
Ah, está bien.
She also
She doesn't need
Son
to
traumas.
apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
No. Yo a Gorou lo quiero mucho.
Well said.
Gorou se me hace así
I
como el
hope you
ser
get a
más
chance
bonito
to
e
tell her
inocente
that
de
in
este mundo.
person the next time you
Como
see
un
her.
perrito.
Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such
Estará bien.
emotion.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led to her breakdown this time. Though,
Órale.
I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in
Ganda
Gandharville.
baja, ganda baja.
She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning.
¿Te
So I
sentiste
felt compelled
obligado?
to ask her to. Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long-distance
Okay.
patrols are a little too much for her now. All right. Now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed for her medicine.
Yeah, we'd like to do something to help Kale.
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering like the traveler.
No problemo.
Está bien.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as lunar lotus.
¿Verdad?
It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar recover their energy.
Hey, Tainari, where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Lunar lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often
Ay, no
grows
puedo
right
leer y
here
viajar
around
al mismo
Gandharville.
tiempo.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. Lunar lotus grows in the water. When fully mature, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine.
Ah, no estoy leyendo
And
nada.
then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh,
Estoy entretenida con los honguitos.
okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
No leí nada. Pero parece que era mucho texto. Está bien. Era para el otro lado.
There should be lunar lotuses growing
qué momento se hace de
somewhere in
noche?
this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered.
Ay, pero creo que ya tomé todo lo que estaba aquí. Ah, los volvieron a poner. Excelente.
Time to go.
Ya voy a agarrar todos.
Alright, we've gathered enough lunar lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari.
Me gusta nadar con Kokomi. Se ve bonita. En su estado natural.
Hey Tainari, we
Ay.
found the lotus.
Let me take a look. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time. here.
Experiencia de
It seems we
exploración.
even
Nada más
have enough time to
nadamos.
stock up on some other things.
Bueno,
Tainari!
es algo muy útil porque yo no sé nadar.
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling your name.
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too? Let's go find out what's going on.
El Tigray está lleno de tareas. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cuál es el pex?
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
Marchita.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already clear just a week. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No
Muy
one in our
grande.
patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting
La
any
cara de
closer.
drogada esa
Okay, I
señora.
understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away.
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let us help you?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still
Efectivamente, Argos,
unfamiliar with many
efectivamente.
things in these lands.
Ahí le pegué el micrófono.
There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people. If you don't carry a vision,
Pero
then
yo
you
no
should
es
think
una
twice.
visión,
Yes,
yo soy
Amir
la
is
visión.
absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist the withering.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location. Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it.
Yo puedo
But you
controlar
don't
los
seem to
elementos.
carry a vision.
No lo necesito, yo soy la
Don't
visión.
worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, all right, you two may accompany me. We typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today
Va,
and show you what it looked.
pues vamos para allá. Mucho texto. Además, tranquilo, todos mis compas tienen visión.
Stop. Don't move any further.
Ah, estaba
Up there in the
cerquísima la
distance.
zona marchita.
Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered. Oh, Paimon doesn't like the look of this.
That is the withering. All right, traveler. We're going to have to enter that withering zone. Once
Tumor.
inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors. Thank you. But I must warn you. Don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If you're ready,
Ok.
then, let's go.
Vale, va. Vamos pues. Va a estar bien lleno de esporas y
First, we
cosas.
must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Oigan, pero yo no tengo un arquero. Seguramente voy a estar ocupado un arquero.
As per our contract.
Ahora sí.
Access denied. Next on the agenda.
Ok, me regreso. ¿No tengo que pegar esto? Saca. Pues no. Bueno, sí, pero no puedo pegarle aún. Ok, eso ya está. Siguiente. ¿Quién ocupa talibito en estos días? Ah,
We're way behind schedule.
Allow me.
y ahora ese de allá.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we
Ow!
need to take care of the tumor.
Oye, sí le puedo pegar.
Rest and read.
Ya muérete.
Adventure time! Now, destroy the tumors of the withering.
Ok, voy. Permíteme. ¿Una más? Mm. Ah. Ah, quedé.
Yes, thanks to you two.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well.
It's that obvious, huh?
¿Qué pasa?
Recently, the rate at which the Withering Zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more... For instance, even though we cleared out the Withering Zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover.
Oh, no.
This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline,
Sí.
directly impacting the water. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of Withering Zones have started to increase...
Huh? Well, why is...
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the
¿Hay una
academia
forma
that
de
similar
deshacer las
cases are
muertes
being
para siempre?
reported. No, none that we know of.
Voy a
The
encontrar
withering has
esa
been
forma,
recorded
ya
in
lo vi.
Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the... By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before?
No.
Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. You can basically think of it as a large tree that
Claro.
grows down... I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right?
Sí.
They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground, all the way up.
Ahora
Ley
entiendo
lines
todo.
continually absorb the memories of this world,
¿En serio?
which are then
No.
funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to...
Blah,
the
blah,
Dendro
blah.
Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a
Ok, las
manifest
líneas
and
ley
as for the
existen
Withering,
gracias a la diosa de
its
Sumeru.
emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we Rangers will be battling the Withering Zones here for a long time until a cure is found. Alright,
Okay.
that's enough on this topic
Sí.
for the time being.
Vámonos ya. Yo quiero saber qué es esto. No sé qué encendí. Ni para qué sirve. Miren qué bonito es ese lugar. Bueno, voy por ese dendróculus. ¿Ese es un dendróculus? Creo que sí. ¡Una rana verde! ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí. Ah, caray. No, pues quién sabe qué es eso. Ah, eso sí lo quiero. ¿Qué es eso? Miren, como un santuario ahí. Oh, así que es para eso. Ajá. Oh, acaban de ver. ¿Para qué sirven esas cosas?
Perhaps whoever left these behind was also fulfilling a contract.
¿Y qué? ¿Crees que Nilo usa los lirios para...? Ah, pues yo creo que sí, ¿no? Nilo va de lirios.
Next on the agenda,
Si no va con lirios, no va a sentir muy ofendida.
next on the agenda,
De hecho, pues Nilo se llama Nilo porque es una forma de llamarle a los lirios acuáticos. O sea, del Nilo, pues.
Oh, the sun's out.
Mira
When
esas
did that happen?
cosas, qué bonitas son. Ay, miren cómo viaja esta cosa, todo bien rápido.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back.
Está
How did
lloviendo.
it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. Huh. Wait, is that?
Oh, es un tucán.
Oh no, Hypatia!
Ay, ¿qué?
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This
Huele el
dustbird is
peligro.
Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Ah, es que nunca nos habló.
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first. Oh.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh? All
Ah,
Paimon
parece
sees
que
are
la
these
mujer
squiggly
está
lines.
Yes,
dopadísima.
allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her.
Pues vamos.
You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, Adam?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines. And by the needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible.
Bueno.
I've got some emergency rations set
Este
aside
vato
for
arregla
times
la
like
vida de
these.
todos.
Paimon, Traveler, could you...
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the trip...
Let's
Estaremos
find
bien.
out. Here, Traveler, take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not
No,
feeling
estoy
even a
bien.
little? But wait, how'd you know?
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what
Sí.
you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for that my forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was part of
Oh,
my
genial.
responsibilities to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with... Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you. When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly
Ya
with
tengo otra
Irminsul.
misión que hacer.
What you witnessed were actual... I could try to tell you
Es que
more,
se
but it would be
dicen que
better if
pasan
you went to ask
muchas propias
Hypatia
personas
instead.
hasta que llegue el
Her
viajero.
focus on meditation and use of spirit borneol are aimed at
Bla, bla, bla.
Nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that, please, wait here for a moment.
Bueno, está bien. Aquí mojándome yo. Neta, nos vamos a quedar aquí media hora esperando. Ay, decía yo. Sí, media hora aquí esperando en lo que regrese el vato. Me encantan sus bufanditas capitos.
Here, take these. It's a meal I
El
packed for
sonido de la
Hypatia,
lluvia siempre me da
as well
frío.
as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll also. Here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just
Ajá.
know. I should be the one thanking you.
Ok.
Aisha should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Ah. Ay, ese es mucho camino.
Oh, the sun's out. When did that happen?
¿Qué pasa?
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
¿Y la morra?
Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food.
Bueno.
Let's try area.
Ay, ¿por qué ando buscando señoras drogadas? Me gustan mucho las caritas del tabibito. El tabibito es tan bonita. Ay, miren. ¿Qué hijos de la nada es eso? Es un dango con patas. ¡Ay, está bien bonito! ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasa? Sí, pues me encontré con un dango con patas y luego todo se volvió negro.
Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry.
Tiene más energía de lo que
There's no way we
imaginaba.
can get her to eat in her current condition.
Ahí viene médica la Paimon.
Wait, why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden?
Oigan, ¿se dan cuenta de que todo esto está bien lleno de esporas? ¿A dónde te viniste a meter?
How things out here end up looking like this?
Genial.
What happened?
Nos volvimos chiquitos.
Really? Oh, maybe you're right.
Yongo. Efectivamente. Ay, tengo unas ganas de traer otro equipo. No. Ay, no puedo cambiar. Es un dominio. No. Ah, ni modo. Wow.
This is huge. Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Ay, sí. No sin antes llevarme mi... En las hojas se me ven bien con ella. Ok, ya la sabemos usar. Pero ¿para dónde voy o qué? Para allá. ¿Hay algo aquí de este lado? Ay. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Primigenia? Ah, ok, tengo que abrir camino. Oh. Ah.
What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
No sé, estamos drogadísimos, ¿ok? No cuestiones, solo intenta sobrevivir. Miren. Oigan, estos vienen a su mezco. ¿Qué hago en un lugar inamazonesco? ¡Ay! Mi cabeza me duele. Todo da vueltas. Ok. Esto salió bien. Ya tengo dos. ¿Mm? Ay, es que no subo. Es más fácil si me voy por aquí. No. Aún no tengo que ir ahí. Tengo... ¡Miren, un cofre! ¿Ya agarró todo? Ok. Tengo 2 de 3. No, es que no tengo electros. Uy, no.
Hold the line! Born of ice and frost.
No, es que a ver. Au.
Next on the agenda.
Uy, todo se me levita. Pues un viaje más. ¡Ay, me volvió una mariposa! Qué drogada se ve esto. ¿Y para dónde o qué? Estoy drogadísimo. ¿Cómo voy a llegar y le voy a explicar a este señor que me volví una mariposa? Y... esto se ve mal. No lo voy a tocar. ¡Ay! ¡Me espanté! No puedo subir por ahí. ¿Alguien me explica por qué no puedo subir? Ah, ya pensé. Soy un completo tonto. Bueno, creo que ya logré todo. No veo más cofres por ahí. Pues vamos. Ay, qué bonito se ve. Ay. Otro viajezote.
What in Tibet is going on here?
No sé. Y tampoco sé por qué los dominios se parecen a los de Inazuma.
What's the matter? You don't look so good.
¿Qué? Aquí hay algo. Ah, ok, ya vi. Ojo. La droga está potente. Ay, se suena el elevador. Ay, las luces me lastiman. Ay, no me gustan estos cambios. ¿Qué? ¿Voy para allá? Ah, ya decía yo. A ver. ¿Para acá? ¿Para acá? Nos vamos por ganchillos, es bien nombre araña. Bien pixeleado que se ve.
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to do in this strange place?
Sentiste algo lindo por mí, perdóname. Ay, no.
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Adventure time! Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Tome.
All hail. Access denied.
Congelado. Porque no le puedo bajar. Voy a tener que hacerlo con dentro, ¿verdad? Ah, ok, ya.
Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
¿Qué es ilusión?
Though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you
No, no es ilusión.
how weak and
No lo puedes
powerless you
skipear,
really are.
No me rendiré jamás. No me rendiré, nunca yo me rendiré. Pero yo no dije nada de mi hermana.
Oh, pitiful traveler, are you really so ignorant?
¿Cuál verdad?
Are you just living in Her Highness has long since forsaken you.
No es cierto. La carita de tabibita de me vale. A mí me vale. Ay, se enojó.
The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is
Habrá bien raro, ¿no? Como que en dos tiempos.
But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
Y así, fin de Henshin. Ay, los pajaritos de fondo. Ah, nada pasó. Sí, estaba drogadísimo.
What do we do?
Ah, sí, está aquí al lado.
Seen Hypatia
Tal vez se
anywhere
murió
out
porque
here.
nunca la encontré.
Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
So sweet.
Dulce.
Well, the good news is that she's still
Bueno, ¿quién
conscious.
tiene hambre?
Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that?
Un lapsus.
Are you okay? That's really not like you.
Pues ni yo sé qué pasó.
Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first.
Chale, toda la sopita. Lo demás se puede rescatar, pero la sopa ya no.
Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this
¿No
fruit
sienten
lying
como
around
que la
her.
fruta se ve
We can
muy
put that to
grande y
good
ella
use.
muy chiquita?
Who is there?
No, soy yo,
Tainari.
al que drogaste anteriormente.
Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked
Y
us
una
to
carta
give you.
donde pide tu renuncia. Oigan, ¿qué pasa con esos cofres de dominios que ya no puedes repetir? ¿Los pierdes para siempre?
So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Nosotros no trajimos esa fruta.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived.
Ah, la trajo seguramente el rango con patas.
We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around, and even
Y
some
se ve
juice
enorme.
dripping from your lips. How did you
Oh, really?
Sí.
I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from
Vecino.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Pequeña y redondita.
Oh? So you're able to see them
Sí.
too?
Esas cosas te dan un mal viaje.
Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange
¿No
dream.
suena a que te estás
Isn't that a
drogando
little
con
too
hongos?
crazy to believe?
Sí, eso es la verdad.
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before, and you needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in
Ah,
order to
así que
scurry
crea
away.
ilusiones y huye.
So,
Inteligente,
Hypatia, just
inteligente.
what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort
Con
of
el
deeper
arconte
connection with
dentro.
the Dendroarchon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irmin's
No,
soul.
me tapan la imagen con una hoja.
Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was
Ajá.
racing with all the... And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave.
Toda bonita.
In my curiosity,
Está bien
I began to walk
bonita.
over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they
Quiero
didn't
un
seem to mind
peluche
me
de eso.
approaching them.
Parece
They
una
just
pera.
kept doing. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh,
¿Y qué pasó?
then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. I feel like they
Me
aren't
gusta
as
el
afraid of
verde
me as
de tu
the first
cabello.
time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me.
Se le llama ser un buen vecino.
Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had
Así es.
questions for me.
Pero tú tienes mucha hambre. Y yo te doy tu comida.
Sorry about that. Sounds...
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier. Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something. All right,
Ok.
we're out,
Yo también tengo
traveler.
hambre. No sé por
Today's
qué.
menu will
Ahorita me
feature
como unas
sweet
papitas.
madame and a radish veggie soup.
Sopa
You'll
vegetariana
love
de
them,
rábano,
Hypatia.
guácala.
They're our specialties after all.
El pollo asado de miel, sí.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it.
Ok. Te voy a dar de mi comida, pues. ¿Por qué tengo que salir? Ah, es que me va... Ah. Está bien, voy a cocinar. ¿Qué decía? Preparar el almuerzo. Cocino. Ah, excelente, no me va a obligar a darle cosas que ya tenía. ¡Me estoy quemando! Ya no.
Since we already watched it. Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch too.
Bueno. ¿Creen que al final tengamos una batalla donde el tabibito tenga todos sus elementos?
Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I...
Ah, toma. Volví a hacer una cajita de comida otra vez. Después de una magnífica comida, le encuentras a... y no sé qué, como entonces la bla bla bla.
Everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter. It's still hard to believe you were able to connect with her. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the
Una
academia
genia por
even
ello.
lauded me as a genius.
Con un don.
You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives
Y tú vienes aquí
without ever
como
successfully
prota
connecting with Irminsul
y
as
lo
you
haces a
have.
la primera.
Why does this
Claro.
incense allow people to connect?
The ingredients used to make spirit borneo primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukadevata. These special ingredients
No
since
estoy leyendo
the root
nada,
of
me
the
perdí.
Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Le voy a decir que sí entendí.
Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a...
Cuando no entendí nada porque no leí la mitad.
But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload.
Soy la
Hence the
la
adverse
onda.
reactions.
Yo soy tamaludo.
Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of spirit borneo would cause adverse
Sí, no
effects.
sería bueno que al final todos que a lo mejor ahora nos dejan pelear contra Viviste, pero que al final tengamos todos los elementos al momento porque los arcontes nos están dando su ayuda. Ojita ahí. Guarden
Not to
este
worry,
clip
though.
para un
It
futuro,
appears you've
dentro de
already
5 o
fully
6 años.
recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using
si no lo hacen, pues
intentional
vaya a quedar,
meditation
¿verdad?
techniques, the scent of spirit...
Guárdenlo, ¿va a servir
That's
para
relief.
Funa o para Gloria?
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from
Ahorita no.
pounding headaches
Oye,
for
ver
the
qué es
rest of
saber
my
tu
life,
ubicación.
I consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole...
I am a researcher. As a member of the Ritaoes Darshan at the
Uy,
Academia,
el dango con
my
patas.
main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my I am
Bah,
currently in the
no
stage of
entendí
training
nada.
known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with
Ah,
Irminsul
puede ser la
during
razón
this
por la que se vuelven
stage.
locos, ¿no? La que
Sages
se
have
drogan
said
tanto
that
que se vuelven
Irminsul
esquizofrénicos.
contains divine
Se quedan en
knowledge,
el viaje
and touching
literalmente.
such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on it. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super
Sí.
dangerous. Aren't you
Of course I do.
Demasiada sabiduría te
Especially
puede
during
volver
nights
loco.
that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of... However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living
vecinito.
nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from... But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself. And they have the key...
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place.
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Nadie es capaz de soñar.
Oh,
Eso es raro.
is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in
Qué
Sumeru.
raro.
The sages say that wisdom implies rationality. But
Más
that
bien, no
which occurs
recuerdan
in
sus
dreams
sueños.
is often neither
Porque si
rational
no
nor
soñaran estarían
logical.
muertos. Y si están muertos, ojito.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams.
Ah, que tenemos ansiedad.
The fact that the people of Sumeru
El
do not
viajero
have
tiene
dreams
ansiedad.
is seen as a
Canon.
blessing by the
Páguenle
sages. They believe that
el
Greater
psicólogo,
Lord
porfa.
Rukadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter. I was born into a family of scholars in
¿Y qué sé
Sumeru
Paimon
City.
ahí? Ah, es que Paimon era real, ya me
Since I
acordé.
was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. But then, on the
Me
day I
encanta
scared
esa
the little
cosa, quiero
Aranara,
dibujarla.
I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feel back
Una
then.
niña.
I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
Bueno,
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
¿quién le diría, no? Estamos drogados y con ansiedad.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have
Ah, y
any answers
aparte
as of
aquí
now.
los señores están
All I
locos.
can say is that what you saw is a memory. World. If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides.
Okay. A Mimi.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time.
Ya déjenme libre, que explorar, mucha misión. Creo que puedo llegar caminando. Ay. Creo que sería más fácil hacer esto que tepearme y esas cosas. Oye, sí, es muy fácil, muy rápido esta cosa. Me gusta, me gusta.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand.
¿Y?
I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution
pero
to
alguien
the
tiene que
problem?
hacerlo.
As Sage Kage clearly
¿Por qué tienes
stated,
hojitas?
your presence and
¿Qué
guidance
te
in
sientes,
Sumeru
griego?
City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Porque sí.
Keep your emotions in check, Ghulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the
Sí,
academia.
que se calle el otro.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person. But I'm afraid I must still decline.
Una vez más.
I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any...
Well, it turns out
Se
that
ve
your
que eres
refusal
humilde.
letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the immortal.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Oh.
Tainari, your master is an
Miren el
integral
pellillo de
part
atrás.
of this effort. And now he requires your assistance.
En lo que me fijo, ¿verdad?
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
Ay, se volvió loco,
And how
¿verdad?
long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter? If that's
Lol.
the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
¿Yo qué?
So be it. Come, Ghulam, we're leaving.
Oye, ¿cuánto dura esto? Ya llevamos 2 horas. Ay, también raros sus trajes. ¿Vieron cómo me miran así todos con desprecio? Seguramente pueden decir que soy un vago.
Tainari, what was that?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia
Puntos
wanted me to go
clasista.
to Sumeru City to assist them with a project. But all that can wait. How did things go?
Me fue bien.
Quite the eventful trip, but
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for...
that's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask him.
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any...
Well,
Ah, rayos.
do you at least know anyone we can try at?
Preguntar a
Let me
nadie.
think. My trips to Sumeru City... How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know.
Ok.
He's from the...
Otro
Also,
toma.
when you enter
Un toma de
City,
Sumeru.
you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy.
Oh,
Bueno.
what is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia
¿Qué?
that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise.
Bueno.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kab.
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path. She knew you two
Bien
would
que
be
sabe el
leaving
señor.
soon, so she must have wanted
Su
to see you
ojo
off.
está en sobre todos.
Farewell.
Gracias. Es un ser muy buena onda. Déjame te hablo una última vez.
Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of Gandharvaville.
Sobre Coley.
Don't you worry about Kale. I'll look after. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of Gandharvaville.
La
It
academia.
seems there's a major project underway at the academy, but I can't afford to leave Gandharvaville now. Things are not going well
le
here
importa
in the
más el bosque.
rainforest. Given that my master hasn't come to give me an earful personally, tells me that my presence is not as... Kale is waiting at the northmost
Adiós.
crossing of... Farewell, trap.
Ahí está Coley. Miren los pellillos. Están bien bonitos los pellillos.
I've been waiting for you two.
No, no me sé el dicho, Argos.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Te volveremos a ver.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after and, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met.
No por
I just
lástima,
wanted you two
tranquila.
to treat me as a but I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another.
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave,
¿Qué?
what? It's my recipe for pita pockets.
Ah, la
Hope you
primera
gotta give you a
receta.
copy, remember? My handwriting is a little...
Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in
Lo recordaremos.
I, trainee forest ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please
¿Te
visit
pareces tanto a
Gandharvaville
Amber?
again. The rangers will
Este es
always
la
be
Amber
ready to
dentro.
assist.
¿Tienes algo más que
I
decirme?
hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet
¿Cómo
the
te
Dendrokin
encuentras?
much better now. I'll be back
Te
up,
sientes
even
mejor.
though I'm not quite ready to help Master clear the withering zones yet. Oh, and Traveler, if you ever see Amber
Bueno.
knows about my case of Elazar and what's happened in my past. I guess I just don't want her to worry about me. If the
Bueno.
All right, we understand.
I hope you have a
Seremos
safe trip to Sumeru City.
buenos guardadores de
Kinda
secretos.
hard to believe that Master Tainari, his
Sí.
culinary techniques are very polished, but his taste is a little...
Leí insultos
unusual?
en lugar de otra cosa.
It's not really his fault, though. He just has a sensitive tongue and nose. The last time I went a little too heavy on the spices for my pita pockets, Master started having a sneezing fit. Of course,
Pobrecita.
I never heard the end of
Yo
it
también
after
quiero que me
that.
regañen.
I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the
Vámonos.
See you later.
¡Adiós! Ah, ya que terminé aquí, ya puedo viajar para acá. Pues vamos a desbloquear esto y termino el directo, como ven. A ver. Falta mi cinemática. ¿Qué traen en sus orejas?
Sumeru City. Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Sí.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pues, ¿cómo será?
How did you know that?
No traemos las mismas cosas que ellos.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha.
El
But no need to
comunicador.
worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected
¿Qué es eso?
knowledge. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions,
Ah,
the
hicieron
Akasha
su
Terminal.
propio celular. Entiendo,
As
entiendo.
long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
Sí, hicieron su propio gogre. Ah, perrín, tienes los AirPods.
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large...
Oh, so this
¿Cómo se llama el cosito de Dragon Ball que ve el poder? La cantidad de poder o algo así. De fuerza, algo así.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
Qué buena onda, ya me dieron unos iPods. ¿Los visores? ¿Se llaman visores?
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice
Con
of
su
wisdom.
sabia voz.
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Ahem. May the mighty God bless us with
Que la
their
gran
voice
diosa nos
of
bendiga con su
wisdom.
sabia voz. ¡Ay, perrín! Estamos bien modernos.
Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam, you get it.
Órale.
Oh, that'll come in
Como
real
los de
handy.
Aloy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha.
Aloy se vuelve canon.
And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the
No manches,
wisdom of
pues
the
esta cosa
Dendro
no anda a
Archon
producir a
always be
granel,
your
¿no?
guide.
Ajá, no manches, me dieron algo como que muy importante, bien, bien así. Esto me da mala espina. Un objeto con tanta información para mí, para el mundo, me da miedo.
500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Cirrus. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Huh?
Tampoco funciona conmigo.
Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip
Me
of
venía a la mente. Qué bueno que me lo dijo a la boca.
brain is exhausted.
Probaré con otra pregunta.
Oh, smart idea.
¿Cuánto es 2 por 2?
What are you going to ask it?
Pensar en Kusanali. No, nada.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Parece que son informaciones encriptadas para nosotros. Pensar correcto es lo que hago. Una idea te cruza por la mente, comunicada cada pregunta de manera incondicional. Incluso si muchas personas hacen la misma pregunta, el comunicador Akasha da una respuesta en función de la procedencia, edad, experiencia y otros factores de cada persona.
Could it be because we're outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru?
¡Oh, tenemos derecho!
No,
¡Ah!
maybe we're not qualified to
Pues a ver, en la otra, diosa. Cientos de pequeños puntos de luz aparecen en tu mente. Tal vez debas relajar la mente y concentrarte para poder entender lo que significan. Sentimientos de afecto, cercanía, añoranza, tristeza y angustia te inundan la mente. Parece ser que la gente de Sumeru siente sobre el arconte fallecido. Se le metió con el ojo. No llores.
It feels like the people of Sumeru. Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Bueno.
He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the academy.
Saita.
Let's see.
Ay, no me deja ver.
An address on
Ah, ya.
the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home.
Pero yo tengo que... Ay, ya me metí. Ni modo, no puedo cortar el video aquí.
Yes, that's me.
Texto, más
Can I
texto.
help you?
Great! You see, Tainari said...
What? Tainari?
Ese mismo.
Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data...
Yo no vengo a eso.
From Tainari.
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh, what a relief.
Sí.
It seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
Ay, sí, ¿no? Y la humildad, ¿dónde quedó?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know...
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly
A ver,
my area
¿sabes
of
buscar
expertise,
información o
but
no?
let me see what I can...
Ay, me gustan mucho los lentitos que se le ponen.
Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Source.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information.
¿Y por qué no pone en el comunicador no visitas?
Then what can we do?
No need
Eso,
to worry
eso
just yet.
evitaría
I'm
que
only
la buscáramos.
hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking, and besides,
O
you
tal
two should
vez, ¿no?
consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser
Tal vez
Lord
llene la
Kusanali
curiosidad
may not
más.
be. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari,
Publicar 3 al
that guy
año.
can publish.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages,
Los
come find me.
cotilleos. Tú eres el chismoso del lugar.
Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the...
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low. So
Vale,
what do we do
si queremos
now?
saber un chisme, este
If we
sabe.
want to talk to someone, we
Menos de
don't
la
know anybody
Kusanali.
here. Huh? Like who?
Esa avisas.
Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild had...
Así es. Vayamos a donde somos felices. Como aventureros. Pero antes... Ahora sí. ¿Qué es esto? ¡Ay! Este es el gremio de aventureros, se ve re chiquitito. Ah, me gusta más en rubio. O sea, no es por el color, pero... me gusta más el diseño en rubio. Tal vez si le quitaran el lentito que tiene.
Ad Astra Abysask. Hello, traveler in Paimon.
Hola, me da miedo que tú sepas todo.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Y que estés en todos lados.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon.
Ajá.
Understood.
¿Sí? Porque quiero ver eso.
I apologize, but I am unable to call up any
Nadie sabe nada. Excelente. No, sí, algo así. La sabiduría, querer saber más me está corrompiendo.
Don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of in Sumeru. The Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. They
Los
take on
eremitas.
various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue an
Información
eremite brigade
privilegiada.
called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating.
Ay, soy importante.
What a weird...
Supposedly, they
Pues
are
nada,
named as
otra
such
facción a
because
la
their
que debo
ranks numbered
unirme.
30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30,
Todo sea por tener
maintains good relations with
información.
the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, if you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30. You're
Te quiero
welcome.
mucho, Catherine.
I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits.
Alright, off to the Citadel of Razor we go!
Va. Bueno, creo que voy a parar aquí. Oye, ¿qué vendes? Uy,
Just take my word for it.
no está la tienda abierta. Uy, el herrero. Quiero forjar algo. Ujú. No tengo nada. Erudito. Uy, ¿tú qué vendes? no tiene receta. ¿Es importante tenerlo ya? Ok, voy. Pero está muy lejos. ¿Dónde está esto? Ah, es que está arriba. ¿Y cómo subo? Buenas tardes. Permiso. Voy a tener que hacerlo a la antigua. No, en serio, ¿cómo subo ahí? Pues quién sabe. Ay, estas escaleras me dirán. Ok, ya vi cómo subir. Está bien raro, es que no, yo no sé leer mapas, perdonen. Voy a abrir esto y voy. Lo abro y nos vamos, ¿cómo ven? ¿Dónde es mi lugar? Ya. Ah, mira, sí me había metido bien hace rato. ¿Por qué ese rato no me saltó la animación si me metí?
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Osmond. We'd like to ask...
Ajá.
I see. So, Catherine's the one. Ha. It's true that the Eremites network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Aquí nadie sabe nada. Una combinación de la
The
sabiduría.
Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru.
Oh?
¿Y por qué?
Just take the Academia, for example.
Yo diría que son ellos los que en verdad llevan las estrellas de Sumeru. Pero si creen que son los dioses, pero la mayoría solo veneraban a la reina de no sé qué. ¿Se alarga aún más? Argus, de verdad, le voy a dejar de hacer caso. Cada vez que me dices que va a pasar algo no pasa y se alarga más y más y más y más.
But who knows? We're all just guessing.
All right. Well...
Ni modo.
No problem.
Toca correr. Ajá. Y luego no pasó nada. Lo sabemos.
Seems Osmond was right about most people's
Ay, pues vamos a rushearlo. Ya. ¿Qué va a ser 20 minutos más? Estos vatos son así de... Si no está ahí, no, ya, hasta ahí lo dejan.
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Sí.
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here.
Sí.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Junior.
Uy, ¿por qué nunca preguntamos si había devotos? Una secta de devotos.
I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
Uy.
But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend.
Cuéntame.
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man panicked by what he heard. The man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests, and experienced in despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had
Destino.
And then the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an Archon seeker.
Tú, que buscas al arconte, ¿ahora lo entiendes? Ella, su sabiduría, han estado siempre contigo.
Along your journey, we were in every flower, and blade of grass.
Tú, que le dabas mi
Every ray
sabiduría,
of
ahora ves que
sparkling
estuve
sun
contigo
and
en
every
cada
breath
piedra
of
del camino,
dancing
en cada
wind.
flor, en cada rayo
So
del
long as
sol,
you continue to
en
think
cada
and
soplo de
ponder,
viento sobre
we'll
tu
be
rostro.
wherever you
Mientras
go.
no dejes de reflexionar, estaré allá, donde tu destino te lleve.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy and
Corazoncito.
In a way. It seems like this story is also one of the Dendro...
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali...
Of course. So did you... I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Eres ilegal, ¿verdad?
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone.
Tal vez.
This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about... Let's see if we can get rid of them.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Yo también.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you...
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her.
Me gusta el diseño del puertote en morenazo.
That should keep him...
Ya, pero antes, esta flor. La risa de Paimon estuvo bien rara. Hola, morra. Uy, bien escondida que andabas, ¿no? Sí.
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled.
You can relax
Oye,
now.
y si todos tienen la cosa esta, ¿no sería más fácil buscarlos?
Really? Thank you so much.
Bueno, supongo que no porque no hay cámaras, ¿verdad?
More of them?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on...
¿De verdad? ¿Sí dura muchísimo? ¿Mucho, mucho, mucho? Es que Argus, ya me pusiste a hacer esto. Mucho. Es que no puedo salir. Ya inicié. Y es que tampoco no quiero hacer el típico corte, porque no me voy a detener.
Wait, stand down, Dia.
Mírenla. Pégame. Yo con la carita de Paimon.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's no...
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why
¿Tú quién eres?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home.
Ah.
My lady, let's get going.
No andabas muy trabajadora,
Your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go
eres
with
una
you?
princesa.
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going...
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why?
Stay out of
Estoy
this.
segura de
They
que
don't
ya hay
understand the
mucho
situation.
contenido de ella, Mayens.
Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers.
How much?
Es una gatita, es una tigresita. Qué
Wait,
bonita.
what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles.
Uy, es pelea de principios.
That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, and knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt you.
You're wrong.
Skip.
And they know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for mother
No
and
tengo
father,
tiempo
but
para
I'm
estar
grateful
viendo
for
problemas
everything
familiares.
because she saved me. Though this is my life and my last chance.
My lady,
Ay,
are you sure what you're
basta.
doing?
Yes, I'm sure.
Fine, I won't ask you to, but let me make something very clear.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry.
Don't worry about it, my lady. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that since this definitely won't be your last escapade, so I'll let you hire me, my lady. This
okay.
Yay! Looks like they've reached
Otra chica enferma.
Really? My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a...
I'm sorry for worrying you two.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about lesser...
Voy a revisar arriba. Ay, está más bonita que la taberna del Diluc. Aprende algo, Diluc, aprende.
Well, if it isn't Dia, word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the home.
Nah, you get used to it. How about...
You got it, huh? Isn't this little Miss Homemade?
Thank you, sir. But please bring these two the best food.
Me encanta el traje y el diseño de la otra. O sea, comparen el diseño de esta tigresa con el Tignari. O sea, el Tignari se ve tan me.
They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look,
ya, déjenme esquipear.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Bye, my will pass.
¿Quisquillosita?
Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first...
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends. And my younger self no longer
Parece que la Kusanagi anda mucho con los niños.
I woke up alone in my room. At that moment, an ethereal voice.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. Who are you?
¿Cómo sabes mi nombre?
How do I explain this? You really?
Qué bonita forma de contar la historia.
That you're scared of thunder. That you hate. Wow, you really do know ever Dunyarzad. Is there what? Not really. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes, but can you make my illness go away? Oh. Then, can you be my friend?
Ajá.
After
No te
that,
curó,
the voice said,
pero te di esperanzas.
I'll be your friend. Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me. And beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, but I know that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never... Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. I've been hoping for a chance to repay...
¿Saben qué, muchachos?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday.
Voy a esquipear y detenerme y voy a terminar yo la historia por aparte. Porque sinceramente se va a alargar muchísimo. Entonces, ya me cansé, voy a esquipear y les voy a traer un resumen mañana. Mientras... Ay, recuerden que mañana vamos a jugar Project Zomboid y les voy a contar una historia con el Project. O sea, ya hice la historia, ya hice el servidor, ya tengo las personas que van a integrarse, las mismas de siempre. Pero más o menos ya hay algo ahí que se va a crear. Simplemente para darle variedad al canal. Y para eso sirve el Project Zomboid. Es como un Sims, pero con zombies y apocalíptico.
Initially, I didn't have much. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today. And see.
Sure, that's quite the trip, though.
No, that would be too much.
Así que nos vemos mañana con el Project Zomboid y un resumen de lo que pasó aquí. Porque sinceramente no voy a dejarlo esperar para la siguiente semana. Aquí. Y lo voy a dejar con la cancioncita de aquí. Así que nos vemos mañana con el Project. El viernes con el Pequeñas Pesadillitas. Y el lunes otra vez con Henshin. Así que Bye.
You just can't